Hey guys, there's a crisis and we need to activate the transcription of the Thor gene after Odin took away the Thor gene from Thor so he can save Asgard. The Thor gene is influenced by 3 proteins: Odin, Loki, and Jane. In mutants lacking Jane, the transcription of Thor does not occur. In mutants lacking Loki, the transcription of Thor does occur. In double mutants lacking both Odin and Loki, the transcription of Thor does occur. In double mutants lacking both Jane and Loki, the transcription of Thor does not occur. Based on the information, determine the regulatory network of the activation of transcription for the Thor gene by using T-bars to indicate repressing and arrows to indicate activation. Activation is when a protein initiates transcription to occur. Repressing is when a protein inhibits transcription from occurring. Now that we know our key terms, we can help out Thor. In mutants lacking Jane, the transcription of Thor does not occur. Since this is a mutant, we are getting the opposite phenotype we want, so Jane activates Thor. Let's do the next problem. In mutants lacking Loki, the transcription of Thor does occur. Just like the last problem, we have to think of what the normal phenotype would be. So the normal phenotype would be Loki repressing Thor. The next problem is, in double mutants lacking both Odin and Loki, the transcription of Thor does occur. Since this is a double mutant, there are 2 possible pathways. The first one is Loki inhibits Odin, who activates Thor. The second one is Odin inhibits Loki, who inhibits Thor. Now we have to think which strand will inhibit Thor. We need to look at the network and remove proteins to see what will happen to the network if those proteins were removed. Let's look at our first network. If we took out Loki, Thor will be activated because Odin will activate him. In the second network, if we took out Odin and Loki, Thor will not activate. Since we want to inhibit Thor normally, the correct network is Odin represses Loki, who represses Thor. And our last problem is, in double mutants lacking both Jane and Loki, the transcription of Thor does not occur. Our 2 possibilities for this double mutant are Loki inhibits Jane and activates Thor, and Jane inhibits Loki, who inhibits Thor. We are going to do the same thing as we did with our last double mutant. We need to look at our network and think if we remove the protein, will it cause Thor to be activated or inhibited? Since our mutant doesn't result in transcription, we want our normal to result in transcription. Let's look at our first network. If we took out Loki, Thor will be activated by Jane. In the second option, if we took out Jane or Loki, we would have pressed Thor, but we want to activate Thor. So the correct network is Loki suppresses Jane, who activates Thor. Now we need to find the overall network. Remember, we found Jane activates Thor, Loki suppresses Thor, Odin suppresses Loki, who suppresses Thor, and Loki suppresses Jane, who activates Thor. Now we put the network in order by seeing who represses who and who activates who. You see that Odin oppresses Loki and Loki oppresses Jane and Jane activates Thor. So the final network is Odin suppresses Loki, who suppresses Jane, who activates Thor. Yay, we helped Thor save Asgard.